guys, you might have noticed that I did not get the memo this morning, probably for good cause. But Luke and Kelly, why are you guys wearing these T-shirts that have so many words on it? I can't make them out.
Interesting question, Dwayne.
Tell us about this.
Interesting question. The question this morning is, are youths a waste of time? And we have to ask that question, and we need our viewers to help us answer that question. So viewers, at this moment, we're going to take a walk down memory lane when Kelly and I were bantering about a certain topic before we brought on Senator the Honorable Lawrence Hislop when we were discussing AudioGate. So let's take a listen to that video.
Why was it recorded? Was it the secretary, the person who was taking notes at the meeting?
Sometimes the secretary
they record the meeting for the purpose of the minutes. Was that the reason why the meeting was recorded?
All of that, Kelly, all of that is so many reasons. Like, why was it recorded? Who recorded it?
Was it an accident? Why the voice note was released? Did they do it on purpose? So many questions surrounding the situation.
And the only person we could ask those questions are the persons who were allegedly in the recording.
And we have not heard anything from them since to confirm or deny.
And in the world of PR, the first rule that I was trained, I was mentored, is that in terms of crises and scandals, your silence, you not confirming or denying, you might think it's helping, but it's actually not helping a situation. Because when we look at this group of people, individuals, when we look at these group of individuals, especially on social media and Facebook, every time something happens that is inaccurate, they quickly fix the situation, they quickly publish something to deny the claims. We would have seen that with the Liz Williams scandal, we would have seen that with the house, the keys, right? So all of that is just fueling more questions.
I'm looking at the comments here. I'm seeing somebody saying that the AI could rail stutter good boy.
Oh God.
And I think that's very interesting to note as well.
Yeah.
Because some of the terminology, the vocabulary that was used and that kind of thing. Exactly, that's what I was looking for. My apologies. When you look at those kind of things, when you analyze it, you could definitely tell. But
So yes, viewers, you heard the conversation. That was us giving our own analysis. And we're here, we're chilling, we're at home minding our business, only to receive many text messages from other youths in this space where a person of influence would have reposted that said post with the said caption. Let's take a look at that. So focusing on the wrong things. They should be dissecting what was said, the context in which it was said, implications of good governance, accountability, and transparency. Waste of time journalists, we will refer to as a set of waste of time journalists. We will refer to also as singing for or supper now, and integrity in tatters. So a lot of people would have sent us this screenshot. They were really confused as to why this person of influence would have used those colorful words. Kelly, what are your thoughts? Because I remember during the 2020 when you were getting into politics, especially with the women in politics discussion, this person of influence would have been a huge inspiration to you, Kelly. What are your thoughts on that?
Most definitely. Luke, when I saw it on Saturday, when we were receiving all of the messages, I was very hurt. I was very, very disappointed, and I was heartbroken because I could not believe that somebody I looked up to, somebody who I saw, well, I wouldn't say as a role model, but somebody who has a very heavy influence in my life and in the lives of a lot of young Tobagonians, young female Tobagonians specifically. I was very, very disappointed that something like that would be said about both you and I as journalists, young persons. We're upcoming. We need all the inspiration we can get.
Correct.
Being very honest, Luke and Dwayne, the first part of the comments, I was okay with it. If you want to say that we should be focusing on the content as opposed to who is speaking, I could deal with that. I understand that because we can't take constructive criticism.
Yeah, we can.
We deal with it all the time. We can't take it. But the last part, when the person referred to us as waste of time journalists, that I can't agree with that at all. So as you can see this morning, we have our t-shirts, hashtag.
The t-shirts were designed by the youths themselves, and they were freely sponsored by personalized gifts. You all should check them out on Instagram. We'll plug their information in. Our jerseys were sponsored, and a lot of young people would have came. They were ready to rally with us, because the thing is, as an adult, as a person of influence, of all the ways you can disseminate or express how dissatisfied you are with what was or was not said in the recording of Kaylee and I speaking, you could have, said it in different ways, but instead you chose to relegate us instead to a subclass of human existence that is a waste of time. And now, viewers, imagine you as a parent, you as an aunt or uncle, you have a little child who is striving in their purpose, striving in their passion. How will you feel if someone was to call them a waste of time footballer, or a waste of time netballer, or a waste of time athlete? It is very discouraging. To say I am hurt, that's a strong word. I don't feel hurt, but what I am is very disappointed. I'm highly disappointed. This is somebody who has responsibility for my area in the East. I can't tell when last I saw. I don't think I've ever seen her since they have been in power, and to see the correspondence, the one time I'm actually to see her is when she's referring to me and my colleague as a waste of time journalist. It is telling.
What is worse than that is the response to it. I mean, okay, we were upset you were made aware, because viewers, if you could see, this post was made since the 24th or the 25th of May. So we had no idea. So you've had it there for quite some time, and it's only when people made you aware of it, you just deleted the post, and that was it.
And that was it. But we need to say thank you to the youths.
Exactly. Thank you for making us aware.
Making us aware. Thank you for signing up. I think TYC president would have issued something. Let's take a look at that. We want to say a huge thanks to all the youth leaders, the youths in the space that would have came up. They would have comforted us. They would have let us know that they stand with us. They would have let us know they are dissatisfied with what the person of influence would have said. So this is from TYC President Mr. Darian Mitchell. He would have done a little release on our behalf, and it was really well written. We really commend him for that. Yeah, so that's our portion with this waste of time. Us being your favorite waste of time TV host, your favorite waste of time journalist. And I want to say thank you also to the members of the party that she represents that would have reached out to us, that were respectful enough to reach out to us and say, hey, I understand what's going on. And they would have taken the stance that I would have expected from her. Someone I would have held to a high regard. I would have said, listen, if you want to have a sit-down conversation where we can speak about governance, we could speak about the issues that the person of influence would have said we did not raise, I'm open to that. So to the members of the party, thank you for leveling with us. We really appreciate it. We're going to keep grinding. We're going to keep doing our thing. But to that person of influence, I am very disappointed. I view you as a person of standards. But in this space, we are coming to see that not everybody is as they seem. But I understand her. I understand she probably took a note from the executive council that likes to use public funds to spread propaganda. But sadly, we are not of that ministry. So I'm sorry for a conversation. I have to apologize to the person of influence. I'm sorry if our conversation didn't serve your political interests, but at the end of the day, we're just here to be your TV host and spread good vibes.
All right. So lesson learned. Please do not call youths that are representing in this space a waste of time, right? And politics aside, let us learn from this mishap.